Oh boy, this was not the video I was planning on making at all today. I have a Warlock video typed up and filmed, but here we are because of a damn hotfix. Loreley Splendor got nerfed. And before you start bitching, yes, I agree, the exotic was a little strong in PvP. However, was a PvE nerf necessary? I don't think so, seeing how every class has an unkillable Solar 3.0 build, but we could agree to disagree on that one. My main issue is that this is an overarching problem with the Titan class in general. Before 3.0 subclasses, the only redeeming quality of Solar Titan were sunspots. But alas, Bungie nerfed sunspots into the ground in preparation for Solar 3.0, and a certain exotic in the name of Loreley Splendor. Seeing how the reason why sunspots were nerfed was in preparation for an exotic helmet that is now nerfed, it only makes sense for sunspots to be returned to their former glory, no? Sunspots used to be a legitimate ability that if you stepped in one, more than likely you were going to die. It wasn't a guarantee, but it was likely. Now you can get teabagged in your sunspot for a solid 3 to 5 seconds and then just walk out of it with health to spare. I know this because it's happened to me many times and it just feels bad. Previously, sunspots gave a damage buff, which to be honest may have been a little strong. The damage buff has basically been renamed to Radiant. As a result, it was taken away from sunspots in anticipation for, again, Loreley Splendor. But at the same time, hunters can press one button and become Radiant, but somehow getting a kill with a powered melee or grenade and having to run over to said sunspot to get Radiant is somehow broken. But not having it with the press of a button, that's just fine? Okay. I'll even give you that one because I don't think the damage buff was necessary anyway. An argument can now be made that the exotic is almost useless because all the helmet does is provide you with a sunspot, which is already an aspect that's a requirement to run Solar Titan anyway at this point, which is pretty much free if you run Throwing Hammer. But now the exotic makes it so that it takes your barricade when you're low health just to give you a sunspot that would otherwise be free 80% of the time in PvE anyway. It's like a double nerf in PvE, which is wild. It doesn't give 2 times restoration anymore, just the normal 1 time that sunspots give anyway, for free. I'd never understood making exotics borderline useless. How's that at all good for the sandbox? I would understand a nerf in PvP because yeah, it was strong, but in PvE, I don't really get it. Don't understand how that's at all good for the sandbox. But the Loreley Splendor nerf isn't really the point of the video anyway. The main problem is with the Titan class in general. The Titan class is either underused or broken. There is no in between. It's either the most used class because they have a broken exotic or the least used class because that exotic got nerfed. Now, before I say what I'm about to say, let me be clear. For the time being, Arc 3.0 Titan is fucking good. Definitely my favorite out of the 3 Arc subclasses. Warlock kinda got shafted, but that's for the next video probably. However, I see Titan get nerfed yet again because hunters have to spend 2 out of 6 golden gun shots to kill Juggernaut, and you know, Bungie just can't have that, can they? Completely ignoring the fact that you can still shoot them in the back, or you know, do what hunters do and just jump over and shoot over the shield, but whatever. God forbid any counterplay of any kind isn't just 1 button away. Ha! But that's also a video for another day. Also, I don't want to turn this video into some type of class war because that's not my intention at all. The fact that Titan is either shit or god tier speaks to how poorly managed the subclasses in general are for Titan. Titan doesn't have the best support super anymore in PvE because Well of Radiance exists, and Titan doesn't have the best damage dealing super either, even with Thunder Crash and Falling Star. And if I remember correctly, Titan doesn't have any boss damage debuff anymore either since a Melting Point was taken away for some reason. On top of that, subclass synergy for the Titan seems to be lacking more times than not, and it seems like most exotics just give Titans an ability that probably should have been intrinsic anyway. Yes, 3.0 subclasses has helped alleviate that, but I can still see it. If Hunter dodges near an enemy, it refunds their melee. That's a whole exotic for Titan and an insurmountable skull for it. There's no reason why Consecration is an aspect and not just a melee. Seeing how Sunspots were nerfed into oblivion, why aren't Roaring Flames and Sunspot aspect just one aspect? Why the hell was cooldown reduction removed from Controlled Demolition on Void 3.0? I don't have all the answers, but it isn't my full-time job to figure it out either. I'm just saying, in hard in-game PvE content, what incentive do you have to run the Titan class for your team other than just the fact that you like the class? When Well of Radiance, Shadow Shot debuff, Group Invisibility, and high DPS supers in the way of Blade Barrage, because I can't really think of one right now, and that's all I'm saying. Also, what happened to Behemoth Titan is a damn travesty.